Hello and welcome to day 21 of Lifebook's 30-Day Challenge. So great to have you here with me today as we start to explore one of the most important lifebook categories of all, your career. You know, we live in an age of unprecedented opportunity. When it comes to career, we have a wider range of choice than ever before in human history. There are hundreds of professions that didn't even exist a few decades ago. You can choose just about any career you want. And let me tell you something, it didn't used to be that way throughout most of human history. And you can literally pick a career that you like, and then you can learn about it and get good at it, and trade the fruits of your labor for the fruits of labor of others. That's pretty amazing. It hasn't always been that way. So what's the result of all this wonderful opportunity? Information overload. I mean, most of us are just completely overwhelmed. There are too many choices. It's bewildering and confusing. With all the possibilities, how do we possibly choose? Well, the answer is very, very carefully. I know an accountant who hates his job, can't stand going to work every day, feels like his life is passing him by. He's pretty good at what he does, but I don't like to work with him because he's a downer. He's not happy, he's not fulfilled, so why would I want to work with someone like that? His career is a chore for him, and it shows. Guess what? He chose wrong. On the other hand, I know another accountant who's absolutely in her bliss. She's one of the happiest people I know. She lives for that stuff, spreadsheets and math. I mean, digging into a tax return for her is like eating a hot fudge sundae. She absolutely loves it. I call her up and ask her how she's doing, and she says, if I were doing any better, I wouldn't be able to stand myself. I love working with her because she's happy. She loves what she does, and it shows. She chose right. But you know, that's not always the case. It doesn't always work that way, right? A more common story is, someone starts off young, full of dreams, full of ambitions, meet someone you love, get married, have a kid, take a job to pay the rent. Might not be an exciting job, you don't especially love it, but you got to do what it takes to pay the bills, and we all do. And that begins the process of what becomes limited options. A year or two goes by, you have another kid, you buy a small house, you get a couple of cars, and now you're in deep. You don't have a fulfilling job, you don't have job satisfaction, but that's not the point. Your survival is at stake. You put the kids in daycare, your spouse gets a job because you need that second income, and then you wake up halfway through your life and you say, what the hell happened to me? It wasn't supposed to be this way. I used to have a dream for what I wanted to become, for what I was going to do, for what I was passionate about, and now I know it's not going to happen for me. There's no hope now of finding work that I love. There's no use even thinking about becoming self-actualized or getting wealthy. I'm in too deep. I am stuck now. That's literally the way it usually happens. That story is all too common. Maybe that's your story. And if it is, that's okay, because you're here to do something about it. I want to share a clip from the Classic Lifebook program now that'll shed some light on how to navigate this critical category of our lives. Take a look.
Choosing the ideal career can be a very complicated matter, but there are a few common sense things that we can consider. Your career is how you spend most of your time. Most of your waking hours get invested here. Your career is what you do. Now, no one wants to spend the hours of their life doing something they don't like, so it makes good sense to pick something you like, something you enjoy. It's just a smart, common sense thing to do. It also makes sense to pick something you're good at, or could be good at, because it doesn't make any sense to spend your life doing something that you don't have the aptitude to do well. That would be frustrating. You don't want to work and work and work and not get better. If you pick something you're natural at, you'll get better and better over time, and that's a good thing. You might have to experiment to find out what that is. You might have to try a few different things. But when it's all said and done, hopefully, you'll find something you can do well. The next consideration is financial abundance. The vast majority of us want careers that make us the most money possible. Not all of us. Not every career directly involves creating wealth. Being a stay-at-home parent, for instance, it's a fantastic, amazing, very important career running the household. To do it right, you've got to be a chauffeur, a psychologist, a nurse, a housekeeper, a teacher, and more. But that career doesn't earn money directly. It's a support position. A missionary, a volunteer, a charity worker. These careers don't directly produce income. And if that's the path you've chosen, that's fantastic. But most of us want a career that maximizes our potential to create wealth. So the question is, how do you do that? Well, as we discussed in the money category, the answer is contribute to others at the highest level of which we're capable. The greater our contribution, the greater our financial rewards. When I think about my premise for my career, it's pretty simple. I believe that a successful, fulfilling, rewarding career comes down to three things. First, I must choose something I love. Second, I must get good at it. And third, I must make a significant contribution to others if I want to create financial abundance. This is the recipe for a fulfilling career. This is the recipe for financial success. Let's take a brief look at each of these three things. The first step is to find work you love. Discover what's inside of you that's the best and highest possible use. Find your unique talent, then develop it. Now, this takes work. It takes practice. It doesn't just fall out of the sky and into your life. But if you can discover what you could be great at and then apply yourself, that's the beginning of your dream career. Loving your work just gives you a huge advantage. You want to do it. You want to get out of bed every morning and go to work. You bring passion, joy, enthusiasm to your work. That creates energy. When you have passion for your work, every day is exciting. Every day is a joy. Every day is a blessing. You automatically bring a new level of thinking to your work. When you love what you do, success tends to come naturally. The second step is to get really good at what you do. Develop competence, develop expertise. If you're competent, if you're an expert at your job, that means you can deliver the goods. If you're good at what you do, people will seek you out. They'll want to deal with you. You'll be more successful. Being good at what you do gives you self-esteem. You feel good about yourself, which makes you want to do even better. I think that everyone has the potential to have a fulfilling career because everyone has the potential to be good at something. We all have the capacity to develop a valuable, unique talent or ability, don't we? Find your talent, then develop it. The third part is this: that talent serves a need somewhere for someone. You must find a way to contribute. Find the need and fill it. When you can match your talent to the needs of others, that's the way to create wealth. If you make yourself valuable to people, they're going to pay you for what you do. Ask yourself, how can I use my talent to help? What can I contribute? People with their minds set on what's in it for me, what am I going to get out of this, what are you going to do for me, they're going to have it rough. They're missing the point. They just don't understand the recipe for a life of abundance in all 12 categories. The question to ask is this: how can I use my talent to help others? People who are wealthy have discovered and developed their talents and figured out how to match those talents to the needs of others. That's my premise. That's what I believe about career. Choose right. Choose something you love. Choose something you're good at. Choose something that contributes to others. If you do this, I believe that abundance will flow in your life.
Lifebook is about creating your ideal life. First on paper, and then moving toward it every day. It's an iterative process. If you aren't where you want to be in your career right now, you don't necessarily need to take an axe to your life and chop it all down immediately. You don't need to put a ton of pressure on yourself to make huge changes tomorrow. You can definitely approach it more gently than that if you want to. Just getting in touch with what you want is the foundation that begins the lifebook process. And sometimes that takes courage, because most of us are so covered up with what happened in our lives that we don't even really remember what we want anymore, if we ever knew in the first place. It doesn't hurt anything to take a look at what you really want. You don't necessarily have to tear your life apart. But then again, maybe you do. I don't know. That's up to you to decide. Before I leave you today, I just want to ask you a question that is going to get you thinking about tomorrow's career exercise. How did you choose the career that you're in right now? Did you consciously sit down and think through all the pros and cons and decide, this is what I have the potential to be good at, this is how I love spending my time, this is how I can make the most money, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life? Or did it kind of happen by accident? Did it sort of evolve over time? Did your parents push you into it? Did you choose it for the money? Don't let fate make this decision for you. Don't let your parents make it. Don't let your teachers make it. Don't let anyone else decide this for you. Don't even let money be the most important thing. Happiness is the most important thing. You want to do this consciously. You may want to choose a career out of genuine interest, one that gives you joy and fulfillment and excitement and above all, happiness. Because usually, that's where financial abundance is going to be found anyway. It's been said that if you're doing work that you truly love, you'll never work a day in your life. There's nothing better than doing work you love. Just getting connected with what you love is so important. Even if it's not what you're doing full time right now. Just knowing what makes you feel excited, what makes you feel fulfilled and passionate, can begin the process of positive change. Just being aware of the goal of earning a living doing what you love can be very, very powerful. Now look, I'm not suggesting that everyone can find work that's just so fantastic that they jump out of bed every single morning with a huge smile on their face and race out the door to make $1 million by noon by saving the world. That's probably not realistic. But if you're at least connected to what you really, really enjoy doing, if you know what that is, you're going to start to look for ways to do it. You'll constantly be scanning the environment for ways to contribute by using your talent. You might start to experiment with it, maybe on weekends or on evenings after you get home from your day job. You'll look for a way to eventually convert it to doing it full time. Thoughts become things. Remember that. You may wake up one day and find yourself in your dream career. Wherever you are right now, whatever you decide to do, find out what you're good at and what you love. Connect with the best that's inside of you. Really nurture your gifts and get good at your talents. Tomorrow, we're going to go deeper into this foundational category of your life. Until then, have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow as we explore your career together.